with a little quote by Brian Tracy, and it pretty much sums up my life over the past couple of years. Move out of your comfort zone. You can only grow if you're willing to feel awkward and uncomfortable when you try something new. So I love that. I'll give you a little insight into my world several years ago. 4 weeks prior to having my second baby, my husband gently asked me what I thought about moving long distance to a state I knew nobody in. Of course, I was excited for him, but terrified at the same time. I worried about it nonstop, laying awake countless hours at night, worried about how I was going to be able to continue in a business I loved. To me, it meant losing my whole business, my whole team, customers, everything I'd built up since day one. Abandoning everything. I almost felt like I was being robbed, but I wasn't ready to give it up. And many of you know me, and I'm pretty stubborn, and I don't give up easily, so I'm glad I didn't give up. So herein lies the crack in my belief. I didn't believe I could move my business to another state and start all over again. Fortunately for me, I had reached out to several people, and they gave me hope. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Randy. Speaking with mentors who had been through this helped me believe I could get through this, that it wasn't the end of my business, but rather an exciting new chapter. I could have easily thrown in the towel and used it as a convenient time to stop selling Camper Chef. I'm so glad that I didn't. That feeling of starting over wasn't a comfortable feeling, though. I think it's similar to the feeling our new consultants get when they sign up and they have that, oh no, what did I just sign my life away for feeling? And that's very common. So I don't think that feeling is bad, but I do think many run from it rather than embracing it. Looking back, I wasn't sure I believed in myself and my ability to be successful, but someone did. And that someone is Cammie. Thank you, Cammie. And I owe my whole business to her, and I tell her this all the time. You see, I didn't wake up one morning knowing how to develop leaders. I actually, honestly, didn't even know I ever wanted directorship. It just kind of happened. So it was the best mistake that happened. When I started my business, I was in a hospitality situation. I didn't have anybody local, so I knew if I was going to be successful, I had to reach out to people who already were or who could help me get there. When I reached out to Cammie, she was not only willing to help me, but she believed in me more than I believed in myself. This belief is what got me through the move. The monthly calls I had with Cammie taught me the skills I was missing. I also surrounded myself with peers in the field and took every opportunity to learn from others who were doing great things. That's one of the things I love most about this business. There's so much talent here, as we all know, in our whole entire company, and it blows my mind how willing people are to share that talent. I quickly learned if I wanted to improve in something, all I had to do was find someone who was doing it and ask. Seeing people believed in me was a huge part of my ability to move my business forward. And that's why I aim to give my team members that same feeling, that I believe in them, even when they might not yet believe in themselves. For me, I definitely had cracks in my belief in skill pillars. Thanks to Cammie and much of the talent in this room, I was able to move forward and have success. And I couldn't agree more with Sharon, what she said about the hard work, loving what you do. I believe as long as you have those two components, there's no one correct formula to achieving success. What I'm going to share are just a few of the puzzle pieces that I found through shopping around that have worked for me over the past few years to develop leaders. So first of all, consistent recruiting is a must. We know that. So lead by example, show your team the way. By consistent recruiting, you're going to have more always to draw from that pool. Number 2, having a strong new consultant training program through the help and support of many in this room has been very instrumental to me. Giving your consultants your time, investing in them along the way. I like to lay it out step by step, which of course not everybody follows, but fortunately some do. So they see that this business can be easy, but more importantly, it specifically gives us a chance to get to know each other, gives me time to get to know them. By doing this, I learned who my upcoming leaders are. On our very first call together, I personally asked each of them, is building a team something you're open to? Because you're going to have people wanting to join the business. Number 3, as soon as they hit their 1,250, I take them out to a coffee celebration and do the Grow With Us interview. We talk in detail about the benefits of promoting and the structure of the business, and make a goal of when they would like to promote. I feel sharing my belief that I see leadership qualities in them is so important. And here's the thing, I really believe in my heart that anybody can promote to director in 90 days. Now, I'm not saying to ignore your older consultants, your more seasoned consultants, but I definitely focus the majority of my time and energy on the new ones. Those are the ones that I love the most because they don't know any different. They just do what you tell them to do. They're most generally the ones I found have the most passion and drive. Through working closely with new consultants in their first 90 days, I've been able to promote 6 fast-track directors in the past year and a half. And it's interesting, 3 of them are actually my strongest directors on my team. So 3 of them are very, very, very strong. Number 4, to help identify my future directors and build upon their skills in the beginning of their career, I continually hold a 6 weeks to success or director development program. I believe all but 2 of my 13 directors over my time have taken that program before promoting. Number 5, my organization makes a huge deal about director promotions at our trainings. We use Sharon's Director Slide, and each time somebody promotes, and we also use the vision board. We kind of drill it into their heads how attainable and fun promoting to director can be. We do a lot of fun director things too as a group, so they see how much fun we have and they want to be a part of that secret club. Now, a side note here is some of you, this may be a discussion, some of you may do one thing, some of you may do another, but I personally don't hand over my training to my new directors of their team members right away. I think it's too much to hand over at once, so my directors do the training with me, so they walk through it. But I like to hand it over slowly to ensure that their team is getting consistent training and that I'm giving the new director the time to focus on their personal business. So to wrap it up, yes, I am methodical and I'm a systems girl, but that's because that works for me. It's definitely not the only way to do it. The other component is believing. The way Sharon talked about her beliefs, the way Jill believes and shares out with those that she meets, and the same way that Cammie believed in me. In my heart, I truly believe in the business and what it has to offer everyone who's willing to work it. I'm living proof that because people believed in me, that's why I'm blessed enough to be here with all of you today.